Hello Year 6 and welcome to this afternoon's lesson. Now, for World Book Day, we are going to do something a little bit differently. So this lesson is going to take you a little bit longer than normal. This video is going to be about 13-14 minutes, but then I want you to be working for a good 45 minutes to an hour on the thing that I'm going to be giving you to do. Okay? There's no arithmetic, so that's a good 15-20 minutes saved, so you can concentrate on this. Now, what you are going to be doing today is you are going to be creating a comic strip that uses 4 characters that you've enjoyed reading about from different books that you know of. Okay, now every person's event is going to be the same. So the comic starts, the Queen has her jewels stolen. That's going to be the same thing in all of our comics. And then she rings 4 people who she thinks are going to be able to get it back. Now you can choose who those 4 people are. And they're going to be characters from stories that you know quite a little bit about. Okay? Then 3 of the characters are going to go and try and get these jewels back from this monster, but they're going to fail. And then the one who's least likely to do it is going to go at the end, and they are going to succeed. Now we are going to be creating a comic about this. So here's a little success criteria of what I expect to see in a comic. Now I can't remember what I actually wrote here, so I'm making this up and I'll be putting it in a bit. But I think I've written things like using speech bubbles when a character talks. I've put things putting in a box to kind of like for a narrator to explain what's going on. I've put about speech bubbles, thought bubbles to describe what a character's thinking. And I think I put in there about actually trying to make drawings that are good and coloured and all of that kind of stuff. So to help you with this, I'm gonna move to my hand so you can see me planning it out, deciding who my characters are gonna be and what they're gonna do, and then having a go at starting to write it and draw it. Okay? Let's get on to my hand doing some stuff. Here we go. Okay, so one of the first things we need to do is kind of get a bit of a plan together. Now, it doesn't need to be a detailed plan at all, but just kind of a plan of who are your 4 main characters, and I should have thought about this before I pressed record on the video, but I haven't. How are they going to try and rescue these jewels from this monster, and who is it that's going to be successful? Okay, so I'm going to think of 4 characters that we might know a little bit about. Okay, so my first character is going to be Beck, and you'll hopefully remember Beck. Oh, that's really not bright, is it? Is that better? With a green pen? Slightly. My first character is Beck from Gold of the Gods that we read a little bit about in school. And Beck is like an adventure hero. So he is going to take all of his tools and create a ladder, sneak into the monster's den, but be found and thrown back out. Okay, that's Beck. Then the second character that I'm going to choose is Harry Potter. Okay, and Harry Potter is going to try and cast a spell on the monster, but it fails. Monster snaps his wand. Harry runs out screaming. Then my third character, that the Queen's gonna try and get to compete, and I'm gonna go down a comic strip. Comic book. I'm going with the Hulk. He's from films, obviously, but he is firstly from comics. But the Hulk is going to go and smash up the cave of the monster, but it's the wrong monster and the wrong cave. And then my final character is going to be Summer from Wonder. And Summer is going to go in, be kind, ask nicely, and the monster will give it back. Okay? So this is my real basic plan of kind of how it's going to look. Okay, and what my character's going to do. And hopefully you'll see that each one of these ideas fits in with that character's personality. So Beck's going to like use his survival tools and create a ladder, and he's going to try and sneak in, but he's going to be found and thrown out. Harry Potter's going to use his magic skills and create and try and cast a spell on the monster, but it's going to fail. The Hulk is just kind of like Hulk and goes crazy and smashes stuff up all over the place, but he actually goes to the wrong cave and smashes up the wrong monster. Then Summer, she's kind, she's gentle, she's going to go in and she's just going to be kind and ask nicely, and the monster's going to return the jewels. Now, once you've got your plan together, and like I say, that's taken me 4 minutes, this activity is going to take you a longer time, okay, than a normal afternoon, but that's why I've cancelled arithmetic. And it's hopefully quite a fun one. Once you've got your plan, what you need to do is kind of set up a bit of a comic strip that looks, I've just used literally felt it, drawn a rectangle, put some lines in it, and come up with my title, which is The Case of the Stolen Jewels. And actually I've written it. It's not a good title because it's not really a case that we're looking at. We know who did it. It's more like the return of the stolen jewels or something like that. I don't know. I could change it later. And then you're going to use your plan to create your comic. Now, in the success criteria for the comic, things we talked about were things like having a little box that shows like your narration, and then try and do your drawings quite detailed. So I'm going to start here, and we need to describe how the Queen's jewels were stolen. The Queen woke up to terrible news. Dot, dot, dot. Put that in a little box to show that it's narration. And then I'm going to have to try and draw the Queen. Now, I'm not expecting amazing artwork, but I'm also not expecting just stickmen. Okay, so the Queen, she's got quite a round face. Let's use pencil. Quite a round face, quite big glasses. She's going to be quite shocked. And then she's got a lot of like curly grey hair, hasn't she? Some strong eyes. And we'll put a crown on her head, even though she doesn't walk around with a crown on her head, but just make it obvious. And then she's going to be shouting, "My jewels have been stolen!" And then I'm going to put my little narration box over here, and it'll just say, "She knew there was only 4 people to call." Put that in a little box so that it's narration. And then the Queen's going to be on the phone. So again, Queenie with the crown, with her grey hair, big glasses, talking face, and she's going to be holding a phone to her ear. And then she's going to be saying, and this is going to be quite a big text box, "It's terrible." No, sorry. "It's terrible. A monster has stolen the crown jewels." "Can you help?" Put that in a speech mark. And then from the phone, we're going to hear, "Of course. I'll get on it. Put that in a kind of speech bubble. And then, my first one, going back to my plan, is Beck Granger. So I need a little narration box. Beck Granger, survival expert, started to make his ladder. Okay, that's going to go in a box to show that it's narration. And then I need Beck, so Beck's going to be like a cool guy, kind of like fancy hair, sideways, looking cool. And like I've said, my drawings are not going to be amazing, but they're going to be better than just your standard stick drawing. Okay, my hand's hurting. Beck Granger's always going to have a cool, like, big heroic back thing on his back, and he's going to be out in the woods somewhere, obviously, out in the fields doing his stuff, but he's getting this ladder together. And then he's going to be thinking to himself, this monster won't be expecting this. And then he's gonna, next one would be when he starts climbing up, and then it'd fail miserably. Now year 6, you can see that I've been working for 10 minutes. I've done my plan and I've started to get my text together. I want you to be working on this for a good kind of 45 minutes, maybe pushing towards an hour, okay? And within that time, if you work hard, I generally think you can come up with something pretty amazing. Let's just go back to my face for a little bit. So year 6, getting your comic done. Now, like I said, I'm not expecting amazing, perfected drawing cartoons, because you're only going to be working for an hour on it. And cartoonists will be working for weeks, days, months, years to get stuff done perfectly. But I'm looking for better than just like a rubbish stick man and women. So, remember that stuff, use my examples, but don't just copy them exactly. Come up with your own characters, 3 or 4 of them, who are all going to save this jewel, rescue this jewel, and I want to see how their personalities in their original books links into your comic, okay? Really looking forward to seeing some of this work, year 6, so give it a good go, okay? Goodbye.